Hey guys, it's been a hot minute since I did one of these things. It is I, Ben, aka the Fuse Box. And I decided I have to launch the Second Chance campaign today. So I decided to go ahead and do it on my channel, mostly because I think I tried to get in touch with some folks to launch on their channels kind of late. And so I wasn't able to schedule it for this exact day. But, it's all good because the beauty of this particular launch is that I don't have like a fixed goal and it's not an insane number like I've been having to do. It's very flexible. It's literally just anybody who has missed issue 1, you're going to have a chance right now to do it. Get it up. Bleh. I haven't done this in a while. So, yeah, we are going to be launching Outlaw Knights Issue 1 Second Chance campaign in about 20 minutes. I just wanted to kind of get this thing going beforehand. It's been crazy. Well, not crazy. It's actually been kind of boring on my end. That's just kind of one of those things you always say, well, it's been crazy, but it's like, well, it actually hasn't been crazy at all. I've just been kind of taking a step back from the streaming stuff. I guess it's just that I feel like I didn't have too much to say in that regard. I like goofing around and joking around with people. Other than that, I don't know. The internet culture is too petty, and it's a little too. It's like, especially now, like it seems like every time I turn around, people are constantly just bickering over he said, she said, who's talking about who on what platform, and it's like I'm too old to care. It's like I don't care what people are saying about who and what. Like, that's a bit of a ramble, I suppose. But yeah. So yeah, the beauty of this camp. Well, I think I already pretty much said what I need to say on that. Man. Well, I have been mostly just advertising the campaign on my social media. Trying to back off from as hard as I was going a while back because I think people were getting very aggravated by it. And I guess I can understand that. I just I get nervous, and when I get nervous, I tend to overdo things. So there you go. But I was going to say something, and it just totally slipped my mind. You may have noticed these things are totally unscripted for me. I don't reference a sheet or anything like that. I just feel like it's better when it's more organic. Go figure. Let's see. So yeah, currently not a hell of a lot going on in the chat. Again, like I decided to do this spur of the moment. Normally, I think I would announce like a long time beforehand, and folks would kind of come in that way. And I just decided, what the hell, I'm just gonna go ahead and live stream, and I'll ramble. Because really, this is just all about satiating my ego. That's all it is. So yeah, for people who have followed the channel a good bit, damn it. Sorry. Don't ever get diabetes. That's my message to you. Don't ever get tired. So basically, for those who have followed the channel a bit, uh, I have been immersed in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I gotta tell you, it like I go into games nowadays very skeptical. I tend to look at everything in a, I guess, a harsher critical light. I don't. Well, it's mainly because I feel like in the past, it's like games were kind of held to higher standards. It was really just, it was all about gameplay and story combined. And, we had a lot of home runs back in the PS1 days. So it's like the biggest trend with modern games that bothered me was hyper focusing on story and cinematic elements and sacrificing gameplay, meaning like it seemed like every game I've played over the past, what's it been, 10 years? That's sad. Over the past 10 years has been like it holds your hand and just kind of walks you through everything you need to do. So, I mean, I get they're trying to attract audiences that aren't used to video games, but it's like, you know, I don't see anything wrong with challenging people, making them think. Probably one of the biggest issues in the modern world is that people aren't forced to think. And as a result, you end up stumbling over your words like I do every single time I'm on stream. But I was very impressed with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth because I kept hearing a lot of hype. I kept hearing people saying, "Oh my God, it's going to be huge. There's going to be so much to do," and I took that with a grain of salt. I'm like, something tells me it's going to be easy. It's going to be a walk in the park. It's going to be kind of short because one of my complaints about Remake was that Remake was kind of short, and I didn't like that. So the fact that like this game was long, they didn't bullshit you on that. It was long. And the amount of mini games is insane. I've never seen anything like it. Every 5 minutes you run into a new elaborate mini game, and a lot of the times you have to win it in order to proceed with the story, and it was challenging, and I like that. So I mean, I'm impressed. I love Final Fantasy VII. It's my favorite game of all time. So to see it brought to life and brought to the PS5 level quality graphics without sacrificing gameplay, that's a dream come true. I didn't think it was possible, but here we are. It is. It's very important. If you've ever been with a woman, you know that that's very important for it to happen like that. And I'm just, it blew me away. I uploaded like a portion of my gameplay to the channel, and I was getting so impatient wanting to play it, and I couldn't keep recording because my PS5 just didn't have the memory capacity. So I just went ahead and finished the game without bothering. I didn't care. Like I was just like, fuck it. I gotta see how this plays out. And I was, oh man, I was blown away. Oh, I love it. I mean, there's elements I can definitely critique because I critique everything, even stuff I love, because you gotta. I think when you critique other people's work, it kind of helps you apply that same critical eye to your own work. You want to be on the lookout for certain issues with storytelling. Yes. You heard me correctly. I didn't mince words. Oh man. But yeah, my main critique is uh I guess this is kind of a spoiler. I mean, it's not really, I guess, kind of whatever, spoiler. I'm going to do it. I don't care. Um basically they're trying this they've been doing this X-Men Days of Future Past thing, which I'm not fond of, which they did in Remake, where it's like, oh, the timeline's been changed. I think Sephiroth or somebody went back in time and started messing with things, so it's like they fought the arbiters of fate, the Whispers, and they beat them. Somehow you can defeat fate if you've got a gun on your arm. Like, that's all it takes. And so as a result of that, in Rebirth, they're playing with this idea that now there's multiple timelines, and it's freaking weird. What is up, Kirby? I am going to be relaunching in about 8 minutes. I wanted to start the stream early just to get a little bit of momentum going. Yeah. And I am only right now. Today, I'm only launching on Indiegogo, and I'm hoping to launch on Kickstarter and fund my comic. But I need to ask some more people, because I've heard that apparently, if you try to launch simultaneously on Kickstarter and Indiegogo, one of them will like delete the campaign, and it's like, I don't want to play with that, It's annoying enough setting up a campaign. I don't want to have to start from scratch again. Damn it. God almighty. But yeah, the Stages Future Past thing, this multiple timelines thing, I'm not into it. I don't like that stuff. I don't like multiverses. It's like, you can play around with what ifs all day long, but it's like a story goes the way it's supposed to go. There's a set timeline of events, and they happen for a reason. We don't need to do well, what if this guy survived? What if that? Now, I'll grant it. I'll give them points in that the one of the multiple timeline they're showing things not going well, and at the very least they're playing around with, it's like equivalent exchange. It's like, okay, this one guy lives, but as a result a bunch of other people die. It's like, okay, I mean, yeah. God, I look white. I don't know if it's the screen or what. I look like a ghost. I look even whiter than usual. I'm so white you can see my emotions. God almighty. But yeah, multiverses suck. Multiple timelines, not ideal. Lord almighty. But what I was gonna say something else, and I don't remember. Soundtrack in that game is phenomenal. Y'all are doing great. I'm out here just talking about everything that I love and annoying people. But I think I annoy people on a daily basis, so that's okay. That's all right. But yeah. I was going to say something about 7, and for the life of me, it slipped my mind. And it's fine. I quit smoking weed. Yet my memory still sucks. Like, what the hell? That'll teach me. That's the power of having an extremely outdated camera and poor internet. I did it on purpose for that reason. It's not that I'm broke. I recommend Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That's what I have to say about that. For the life of me. Any other modern games that are cool? I'm seeing stuff about Dragon's Dogma. It looks intriguing. I didn't play the first one, but yes, I love Final Fantasy VII, and I am impressed by what they've done. I saw something about that. I don't know, like, I'm out of the loop. I'm totally out of the loop. I don't really play that much, especially, like, I don't play too many Japanese games. I haven't for like a long time, except for Final Fantasy, like, which is something I probably need to fix because Western games kind of suck right now. Yeah. Is that a disapproval? Are you disapproving of my decisions? Damn, we got 10 people watching. Hell yeah. Don't forget to smash that like button. Don't click the like button. Smash it. Like, hit your computer screen. Oh, we lost 2 viewers because I said we had 10 viewers. Of course. All right. It is about that time that I said I would do this. And I have to be a man of my word. Let me see if I can remember how this crap works. Here we go. Okay. So yeah, I set all my stuff up. We have opted for in demand. Let me check one last time, make sure I didn't screw anything up. I want to make sure. Okay, we got all that. We don't need a facts section. Got all that. All right. And I did the funding stuff, so it better. Let's make this dramatic. Let me see if I should do this. Will this work again? All right. And go. And damn it. What the hell? What's up, Diller?
Ah ha 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 ha! Fail.
This is what the please is it the fucking questions? Is that what they want? They want questions? Do they need FAQ?
Yeah, you put the book answer yes.
Okay.
Must contain at least one fact and question about this book, about this campaign,
But I answered
about this scheme, this scam.
Schemes and scams. That's an oldie.
Somebody say schemes and scams. It wasn't. I don't have a lot of time. I got a meeting to go to at 4 o'clock my time, or 5 o'clock. That's about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Oh, good lord.
I don't know how long you're planning on streaming, but I can't hang out all day long. Just until you kick me. And I have even less time to eat these chili cheese fries.
Look, you can multitask. This is a chill zone. You watched me flail up here monologuing for a while, so you know.
Look at these great chili cheese. Look how covered in cheese these chili cheese fries are.
Oh my god.
Look at that cheesy goodness.
Shit, I should have... Well, it's too late now, Kirby. It's too late.
Yeah, where was Kirby when you needed him? We should share out the stream to let people know that. Oh, your book's not live yet, right?
Oh, it's live. It's live. It's live.
I gotta find it on my computer. I was watching it on my phone.
Learn the story behind Outlaw Knights Issue 1 Second Chance. That's a new one. Learn the story.
Like the story about why it's a second chance?
Apparently. But yeah, I mean, this is, flexible goal. There's nothing to lose on this one. I already got 30 copies ready to go, so.
Okay.
Oh man, the aquarium. I have a weird I wouldn't call it a phobia, but I got a weird issue with fish.
Is it because you think they're too sexy and you don't feel safe around them?
It's the fact that if you go in the water, they have the advantage and you don't. And I don't trust that.
Well,
and
let's be honest here. In terms of like all the fish in the world, you kind of have most of the fish in terms of weight class.
I don't know. I mean, those tuna, for coming in such small cans, they are freaking huge.
Well, I know that. I'm talking about, I'm well aware that there are like sharks that exist in the world, but most fish are pretty manageable size.
And don't get me started on sharks.
Oh, I won't. Believe me. I'm scared of many animals. There are many animals that terrify me. Primarily alligators and crocodiles.
And you should be. What is up?
What up, Ray Haylock?
Ray, I think you are new to the channel, if I'm not mistaken. Watch me be mistaken.
He's like, we've been friends for 7 years, dude. What are you doing?
I've been on a hiatus from streaming. I'm mostly
Well, welcome, Ray. Ben is relaunching Outlaw Nights. You like comic books? You like comics and shit? This is a comic book right here.
Well, thank you, Ray. I appreciate it. Good lord.
What do you want? Don't get all persnickety about shit. You like books with a cover? This book has a cover, doesn't it?
Do you like words printed on paper? Because there are those.
I don't want to speak out of turn, but you know, some people like their comic books with color in them. You got that shit?
Oh, whoa, hey, look. It's going too far. Okay.
I spoke out of turn. Never mind.
This is a family channel.
Look, I see right there. It says, I see some red. That looks like it might be like a blue. There you go, color.
I think you're being kind of insensitive to the colorblind people out there. You need to issue an apology.
Those people don't back books. You gotta
look. I know that
focus on your marketing funnel.
Yeah, I'm still blown away by the art in this book, and that's not me bragging. That because the art was done by another man.
Another man rode up to your carriage, hopped in the driver's seat, snatched the reins out of your hands, and got you there in record time. Is that what you're saying? I don't know. I'm not following this analogy.
Jai Shri Krishna. I'm assuming it's a good thing.
Look at this guy. Is that your hero character right there with that the guy with the shirt?
No, that is actually his captain. In the very beginning. That's our action sequence kickoff moment.
Oh yeah?
Where they're blowing through security. And it's like, good lord, I thought these terminals were updated. It's a new type of virus. I've never seen it before. What the fuck?
Yeah, you guys like
That's what...
You guys like shit when it happens? Shit happens in this book.
Well, he's not the boss battle. He's the boss of the colony guard, but
oh, this book takes place. You guys like time travel? This book takes place in the future. This book takes place so far in the future, the book's already done.
Yes. That's the fish eating itself. That's the circular logic is that, you know, they've read all of the Outlaw Nights books in Outlaw Nights.
Mm-hmm. You don't gotta sit around all day like a construction apprentice with your thumb up your ass, waiting for a book drawn by prominent homosexuals in the community. This book is ready to go.
I do love prominent homosexuals in the community. It's beautiful when I see people represented. Representation is what matters, not the content. Always remember.
Yeah, you like horseshoe crabs? This book got horseshoe crabs. Check it out.
Well, look, Kirby, I'm ahead of my time. I'm ahead of my time on this, okay? Everybody's going to look back and think, you know, the Little Mermaid remake was an excellent film.
excellently performed. I didn't watch the movie, but I seen the rendition of Part of Your World by that girl that plays Ariel. It was pretty great. She sang it almost as good as the first movie.
You know, she's hot. I'll give her that.
I don't think she's hot. She looks like she was born with fetal alcohol syndrome. But
well, I mean, when you
sing
look
her
at her
ass
from a
off.
certain angle, when you look at her from a certain angle, it works. If you drink, it works too.
She's one of those girls that goes into like a funhouse mirror area and like she sees herself as normal for the first time and breaks down.
Kirby, I'm getting tired of this teasing. Playing these games.
You know when you're like a regular dude and you gotta get some shit done and then you're like, let's fucking do it. This book's full of that. This guy's getting shit done.
Actions occur. People do things.
You want to go into a room, you're not sure what the room's called, and then you look up and it's like, it's control room, stupid. And you're like, there it is. Now I know where I'm going. I got some direction.
What's funny is that's more than can be said about a lot of movies that have come out in the last couple of years.
Like, where are we going? Some back street in Prague.
Oh, lordy. Children. I need to have those someday.
Yeah, those are great. I love my kid.
Yeah,
they make me feel like such an asshole, though. They're always giving me that desperate look. Are you going back to work? Yeah. When will you be finished?
Oh, God.
Later. And then then she goes and gets her stool and says, "I will wait for you right here."
Oh, God.
Terrible. Maybe breaks my heart, man.
I mean, I would have, it's good to love your kids. You know, you got to love your kids.
Somebody's got to.
What's all this? Why, it's the relaunch of Outlaw Nights, a book that has words in it, that has actions, that has stakes, has consequences.
Wait a minute, what? Don't overpromise and underdeliver on me, baby.
I mean, I'm trying. Okay, I'm trying. There may not be stakes. I'm sorry.
All right, thank you.
Literally, the whole book is just all the characters sit around a table and discuss the current dynamics of society.
Now, the first third of this book is them discussing how one of them was misgendered. Is that correct?
Oh, God, that's more than a third. That's like at least 3/4. That's kind of a...
So this book has setup and payoff.
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily set up. We do have a lot of payoffs.
Oh. You guys like stories with like a theme? This book kind of like dances around that a little bit.
Well, yeah, the theme is really, it's about equality, both gender and racial, but it doesn't really come off clearly. It's kind of muddled.
Yeah, I like that.
But that's artistic, like, isn't that what happened with Barbie?
As long as it's a choice, right? As long as the choice is there.
Exactly. The choice was to be vague and confused and contradictory. No, yeah, this is Outlaw Nights issue 1. This is the flagship for a hopefully 8-issue arc, possibly more than 8 issues, depending. But I'm going to say 8 issues off the bat. And essentially, this kicks off the saga with we're in the 31st century. Humanity has begun colonizing into outer space. History is very much repeating itself as the nations of Earth are all competing over territory and resources. Only this time, instead of it being just a simple continent that they're fighting over, they're fighting over territories all across the freaking galaxy. And as a result, Big Brother's having trouble maintaining a grip. So
I got a question. It's a serious question.
What's up?
When I was learning about these conflicts, right? The territories of Genghis Khan, the territories of Anthony the Great, all these people. You would always see a map, right? And you would show like the rest of the world and then the part that was conquered by them as a certain color. Do you have a map of the universe to show where Big Brother's influence hits heaviest?
I do not. And it's not the whole universe. It's just contained in the galaxy. But essentially, the
Milky Way
pattern,
galaxy?
Yes. And the pattern that I use pretty much is just the closer you are to Earth, the more influence that the nations of Earth have on it. So it's like the farther out you go, the more chaotic it gets. And basically, yeah, like there's been a boom in piracy and criminality in general. And so it's the golden age of piracy 2.0.
Nice.
And in the midst of all this is our boy Cyrus. And Cyrus he's had a rough go of his life so far. I'm not going to give too much of his backstory away because I'm saving that to weave into the future narrative. But I'll just
wait
tell
a minute.
You,
now wait just a doggone minute here. You already told me that this was an 8-issue arc. Now, if I'm on board for the first issue, that means I'm pretty much on board for all the issues. You better give me something.
I'm just saying he's had a rough go of it, and he's fairly young. He's in his early 20s. And I'll tell you, his parents are dead. He's got no family. And so he settled in this very small, out of the way, and very insignificant British colony called Therese. And he's become part of the colony guard there because he's a very brave guy. He's got a heroic sense about him, but at the same time, he doesn't want to deal with all the mess that is the political situation. But unfortunately, right from the get-go of this issue, that mess comes right at his front door to meet him, because the pirates of the ship Hazard are invading Therese, and they're looking for a special piece of data. And essentially, our boy Cyrus has to contend with these pirates, which he hates pirates with a passion. And he wants to be a hero. He's got to save these hostages they've taken. But what's going to happen? I don't know. You got to get the book.
I'll tell you what happens. He joins this merry band of marauders.
Shh.
Wait, is that right? Did I guess it?
Yeah.
It's like he swears an oath of enmity, and he makes a lifetime arch nemesis. I don't know what happened.
So,
anything could happen.
Circumstances. I'll just tell you that circumstances occur.
Yeah, sometimes shit happens, right? And as a fella, you got to be like, I'm gonna handle this shit. This book is him handling his shit.
Exactly.
My wife is in the chat harassing me. She said, Who this? This is your husband, woman. She's mad. She's following me around because I had to go. Look, I got a wife right there in the chat, right? I had to go and buy chili cheese fries for myself. Why is that? Now all of a sudden she got free time to follow me around?
Absolutely, Kirby. Absolutely. Shout it from the mountaintops.
The book's already done. This is a relaunch. We're trying to get it right this time. If you want
It's
this
a
book,
relaunch.
it's ready to go.
I got 30 copies that are just waiting to get in the mail. Mrs.
Dutifully
Diller draws-
teleworking.
Yeah. Dutifully.
Oh, that was awful. You know, like when you go and you buy something, you think it's going to be good, and then it's like it's not as good as you thought it was going to be. You won't get any of
That's
that
a
if you
good
back
90
this book, Outlaw Nights.
That's a good 90% of video games I've played in the past few years. Is teleworking a psychic endeavor? That is a very good question. It's the lingo. It's professional. Misogynist. Don't you know that women shouldn't be working at home ever? 'Cause that's
Everybody needs to
wrong.
work. It's good for your back. It makes your soul sing, and it makes the Lord happy when you're diligently working.
Work is racist.
It doesn't matter if you're like punched into your 9 to 5
Nice.
job, or if you're cleaning up the room so that your kids have a clean and comfortable space to lay down and get their rest. As long as you're being diligent, it makes God happy.
Family units
Lazy
are
loafers. Family units what?
family units are lazy. I would say family units are lazy loafers.
Oh yeah, you should see them. You ever want to see the absolute worst of humanity? Look inside, like under the seats of like a family car. Ugh.
Oh, I know all about stale Cheerios and bits of dog hair and
Number one thing apparently that is always found under somebody's car seat. As much as everybody likes to claim they're super healthy, right? The number one thing that's always found under a car seat are McDonald's French fry pieces.
oh, absolutely. Oh, yes is right, Kirby.
I was watching this YouTube channel, this guy that details cars. And without fail, every single episode pulls out the seat, mountain of fries. And the people always come back and try to blame it on their kids. And the fries are under the driver's seat. You know what I mean? They say, oh yeah, I got 3 kids. You know how kids are.
Oh no. What have you got to say for yourself, sir?
Who's John?
Oh no. Oh
Says,
no.
John thinks I'm not really working if I'm at home, and he wants breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yes.
Oh, John.
What? What's wrong with wanting breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Breakfast is transphobic.
What the fuck does that mean?
Look, the rules change every 5 minutes, okay? You got to keep up. Um, Kirby, there's some things we don't need to share.
Yeah, dude, my kid always got cookie fingers. I took her to go pick up her sister from school, right? And I went to grab her hand. I felt like I just put my hand on like a fly trap, dude. I was like, what is that? Oh my god. Apparently she has some sort of a lollipop. You know those little, it's a lollipop and a pouch that has like pop rocks in it, right? And you put the lollipop in your mouth and then your mouth starts to pop. Well, apparently she got those pop rocks in a big gunk in her hand. And she's just been picking up lint, hairs. Like, part of the hand is, the palm is black. Oh, it's awful, dude. It's just a mess.
Good God. See, I'm not a family man yet. I've just been dating around.
Do you hate stories about other people's children? Well, Outlaw Nights has no stories about other people's children.
All right, we got 3 backers already.
$60.
Yes, indeed.
Is it going to be delivered to you in ones? We're going to need you to pick those up with your butt cheeks?
Yes. Look, I would start an OnlyFans if I thought it was profitable.
Makes sense to me. We got to share that campaign out. Where's the link to the campaign?
Oh, shit. That's probably a good idea. That's probably a good idea to do the campaign link.
Damn it, I'm talking to you, Fusebox, about your marketing funnel. See, when somebody comes across your IP, you got to throw a wide net, right? It's like this, right? You know what why do I got to make a shape with my hands? You know what a fucking funnel is? All right.
What's a funnel?
And there are all these avenues where they just dip out, right? Whoop! I'm gonna get out of here. I'm not gonna buy this book. You gotta seal up all those cracks. Where I heard about your book, I want to purchase said book. From the thought to the purchase needs to be as few steps and as simple as possible. And you don't even have the link up. Oh my goodness.
I'm trying to pin the thing, but I can't do it from StreamYard. I have to go on a journey now to YouTube.
Yeah, you do.
I am the model of professionalism, okay?
Guy knows what he's doing. Look at that book. It's got letters on it. It's got colors on it. I can tell that's a spaceship on account of it's not the same color as the planet.
Pin message.
What do you want? You want a comic book or you want a song and dance? What do you want? It's a comic book right here.
I've pinned the message. It's been pinned. Oh, your husband was just reminding me that you can't really sell a book if the link isn't out there for people to click on. And that was very insightful. Because, I haven't done this.
Return to sanity. That's what I'm all about.
I haven't done this in a hot minute.
Kirby wants to know who designed those fuse boxes.
Oh, the spaceships were designed by my original artist, Render Contender, who, at some point halfway through the book, mysteriously vanished off the face of the earth. I'm not talking about oh, he's ducking my messages or whatever. He vanished. Nobody's heard from him.
God rest his soul.
He's okay.
Likely he's passed away to the upper room.
I'm trying not to think in those terms, but there's a strong possibility.
Well, that's the only reason to abandon someone's project right in the middle of it. God rest his soul.
I mean, yeah, like he hadn't his Twitter page is still up, but he hadn't touched it in years. Like he just vanished, and people were messaging me asking me like, "Hey, have you heard from him?" I'm like, "No."
That sounds like some sort of calamity has befallen the poor guy.
Yeah.
Possibly with an end that is tragic.
I mean, again, I don't want to go there, but it's very, very, very likely.
You know, God made a beautiful, wonderful world, but it's full of dangers. We were just talking about alligators. You know, who knows where this rendered contender lived? He could have fallen prey to a massive alligator.
See, I live in New Orleans, so I know alligators. Like, they're all around us here. They're cold-blooded and vicious. They eat each other. And they taste like chicken, except they've got a fishy aftertaste.
So like tilapia, who's like a fish that has like a chickeny aftertaste.
That sounds way better. Like, alligator was, yeah. It's like it tastes fine when you're eating it, and then the aftertaste, you're just like, oh, yeah.
See, now Manticore says, try dealing with a crocodile. See, this is the way I see it, right? This is the way I see it. If you come across an alligator or a crocodile, you're dead either way. But alligators are fast. Alligators are nimble. Alligators can run quick.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say that they have limited spurts of energy.
Like me.
Because they spend most of their time pretending they're dead so that things will walk up to them. Who are we feeding to the gators? Anybody who doesn't back Outlaw Knights.
Yeah, you gotta be a moron. You gotta be a grade A retard to not back Outlaw Knights.
I mean, you don't want to end up with the gators. I mean, that's just a no-brainer. See, crocodile... I don't...
Crocodiles gallop up to 30 kilometers an hour in kami speed. What is kilometers? What is 30 kilometers? Is that like 12 miles an hour?
In kami speed. Good Lord. Look, you've got time, Carol. You've got time. You've got about 30 days.
No time like the present.
I can't be held responsible if you don't make it in the 30 days. I don't make the rules. Like, I didn't decide this. I'm sorry. Wiggle. I must be... I'm out of the loop. I'm out of the loop.
Oh, he's talking about Wiggle Wiggle, that former war campaign guy that dresses up like a pink gorilla. He only backs books that are for kids, though. Is this book appropriate for kids?
No. No? We're looking at about, to be safe, I would say 16 and up. We don't have any nudity.
Really? How is it not for kids then?
Because we got a lot of blood.
Yeah, but kids like blood.
F word. I mean, it depends on how depends on what your standards are. I'm going by the traditional.
Look, when I was 8 years old, I watched a movie called The Nightmare on Elm Street. It was wonderful.
It was
terrifying.
Like no rated M games, no rated R movies.
People forget that, when you were a kid, You didn't like the stuff that was appropriate for your age. You wanted the stuff that the older kids had. You know, I was walking around like, yeah, I had Ghost Rider, Sabretooth, Wolverine, these comic books, Lady Death, Evil Ernie. Those were the comic books in my back pocket when I was 7, 8, 9 years old. I didn't want to read, the New Adventures of Spidey Man. That's for babies.
When I was 8 or 9 years old, I was playing embarrassing educational games on the computer. That's where I was.
Man, your fingers way far away from the pulse, man. The kids love the violence and the gore.
Ryan, oh my God. It has been a long time, my friend. A long time.
You know, my kid is 5 years old, in kindergarten, and she loves this thing called Skibbity Toilet, where it's just a guy whose head pops out of a toilet and he sings a song, and she likes fart noises.
I've heard of that. Basically, here's the thing: if you're cool with your kid reading blood and having F words, by all means. I just want to make sure. I don't want any parents being like, "I got your book for my kid. What in the world did you do, sir?" You know, I don't need all that. I'm just trying to be safe. It's the book equivalent of wearing protection. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, it takes all the feeling out of it, but you're safe.
That's why I joined Comicscape back in the day, because I wanted to write a story, and I didn't want anybody to tell me, you can't write that, or you can't draw that. That's too over the top or too gross. I could do anything I wanted. I had a computer. I can make the thing myself. I don't need some editor breathing down my neck telling me, pshaw.
Well, yeah, I mean, the biggest thing about it is just, like, yeah. I don't even remember what I was I don't remember what I was saying. Fuck it. See, I'm not going to deny people the refunds.
Why not?
Unless everybody wants me to not deny. God almighty.
Yeah, no substitutions or exchanges or refunds.
God almighty. 14 viewers. I'm thinking this has got to be mostly coming from X, because I think I saw like 3 viewers on YouTube.
Yeah, probably.
I'm also doing Twitch, but I haven't touched my Twitch channel in like 2 or 3 years. The world building. Well, basically it's very much it's a reflection of the old world, but in a modernized sense. The main superpowers right now are Britain and China and Russia. America doesn't exist anymore. America was destroyed about, I think about like 20 years prior to the story.
Oh, that recently?
So there's been...
That makes me kind of think that there might be a comeback.
Well, the point is that a lot of the people who are in the pirate game are refugees from America who didn't assimilate well into other cultures.
Nice. I like that. They're like Dennis Leary in the movie Demolition Man.
Yeah, a lot of them, had, dealt with a lot of prejudice against them. A lot of them dealt with just being rejected or being treated like second-class citizens, and just decided, we're not going to take it. We're going to do our own thing. And that's really what pirates were back in the day. They were their own self-contained little government business enterprises. Yes. Yes. France is around. They're just not, they're not as prominent. Godlike. For a second, I thought you were like, wait, Rainbow Brood is godlike? I'm like, oh, godlike, the book Godlike.
Yeah, John Malin's book, Godlike.
Well, I can promise you that, you know, there really won't be a wait time for this book. It's really just
if you're one of the first 30 backers.
Exactly. Really, after that, it's just waiting on the reprint to get shipped to me, and then I'll send them right out. But yeah, like I think in all my past campaigns, I've had to set a very, you know, I've had to be like, oh, delivery date is going to be in like 6 months, because I needed to be sure I had enough time to get it done. But now it's like everything's chill with this one, and I like it.
That's cool. Yeah, that's real cool. Oh.
Yes, indeed.
Got a little bit of a headache there.
But yeah, you know, I got some big plans, because we got issue 2 is mostly done. We got most of the line art finished. I think I'm gonna add a few pages to it. And then I just got to get her colored and lettered. And then for issue 3, I'll just say right off the bat, I got a really sexy character coming in. So, you know.
Oh, yeah? What's his name?
Butch.
Old Butch Dillard, huh? I like it.
Yep. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of man meat in Outlaw Nights. I mean, look at that. Yeah, that's code.
Yeah, you like guys in shirts that fit.
Based on a she's Code is she's loosely based on a character from Final Fantasy VIII. A very minor character that I always liked because I thought she was perplexing.
Now, I've always been of the opinion that just because somebody is like an alien, right, has alien tech, has the ability to travel across vast distances of outer space. I'm not saying there's aliens in your book, because these are all, you know, humans colonizing planets. But
yep,
I always see alien tech as like superior when it comes to their weaponry. I don't even know whether they would even have weaponry. And whether or not, just because you can travel across a great distance, right, does that mean that you're as savage and as warlike as the human race? I don't see why we're always like under the boot heel of these aliens in every piece of media. Like, why can't we just have one where we're like the superior warring planet, you know? Our entire history was war. We love war and blood, violence.
It's funny you say that, because basically I made it to where all aliens in Outlaw Nights are just animals. They're not.
I like that stupid, dumb animals.
Similar to humans. Exactly. They're all just instinctual creatures, you know, like eat each other, eat plants. Because that's honestly what I think real aliens probably are. Like, I think everybody assumes aliens are going to be like humans, only more advanced, and it's like I think we're kind of an enigma, you know. I don't think we're the rule. Oh no. What is Smirk the alien supremacist
Nah, he's just
that I was
some.
on stream with?
He's some guy that doesn't even stream anymore, so you don't got to worry about anything about it.
I was recently on stream on Narwhal's channel, and I was on with a guy who had a sci-fi book, but he was talking about like, oh, aliens are all the main characters. Humans don't really play a role. And I'm like, so you're an alien supremacist.
Pretty much, yeah.
What is up? The Fizzachew corner.
What up,
Yes,
Fizzachew?
indeed, Carol. Ooh, indeed. Haha. Kirby is my new he's the new promotional guy.
Yeah, Kirby's great. Behold, Outlaw Knights. Steal your parents' credit card. Get it now.
Yes. Whatever it takes. Because remember,
Cash in those V-Bucks.
and you got to remember that you know your life is at stake here, because everybody who doesn't bat gets fed to alligators. I didn't make the rule. Don't blame me. I didn't decide that. Oh no. Oh no, Fizzachew. No. This will not do. No, humans are on top. Scribattlebucks. I have no idea what a Scribattlebuck is.
I don't know. I think this Carol character might be on crack. I don't know.
If you have Gil from Final Fantasy, that will work.
What is this? Some sort of a new Bitcoin?
Morty, my freaking computer. Oh, Gil? I think it's coins. I don't know. They never actually show Gil in Final Fantasy. It's just money that you use.
Oh, they sure do automatically deduct it out of your account. My goodness. No, I'm messing with you, Fizzachew. No, I appreciate a good alien. Yeah, Fizzachew. Why don't you go hang out with your Bulbasaur?
I appreciate a good alien society, especially like I loved Mass Effect. That was such a good game series. Yeah, I heard they're doing Mass Effect 5, which...
What is that, some sort of a video game?
Oh, yeah. First 3 were amazing. The 4th one was terrible. And I'm hearing rumors of 5 returning to form, but I'll believe it when I see it. I don't trust them.
Yeah, my brother come over to the house and he says, "Hey, you want to go watch that Ghostbusters movie with me?" Apparently there's a Ghostbusters movie out where there's like ghosts that freeze people or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, dude. I seen like the first 30 minutes of that previous Ghostbusters movie with the ladies, and I didn't have fun. I was like, this is not. I'm not laughing. It's kind of gay, you know. And it ruined me. Like they could come out with like a fantastic Ghostbusters movie, but I wouldn't know because they soured my taste on it. You're a brave man.
Exactly.
You're willing to give 5 a shot.
Exactly. Like
video games are such a big time investment. I don't know. Like I'm even scared now to watch movies. Like I'll put on some sort of a Netflix show before I'll put on a movie, because at least if I don't like the first episode, I can dip, you know? You don't know whether you're going to watch a
Exactly.
crummy movie until after it's over, and you're like, oh, damn it. I wasted my life again. What a crummy movie.
Yeah, I've just been watching old stuff on streaming, like things that date back to at least like the mid 2000s. It's like I know that stuff's good.
It's like, I can't even do that. Like, I still watch new stuff, but it has to be recommended by at least 2 separate people, unsolicited. Right?
Yes.
Somebody has to bring it up and say, hey, did you check out blank movie? No? And then somebody else has to say, oh, you gotta watch it, it's so good. Then I'll give it a shot, you know?
Exactly. Exactly. Demons design bad movies. Oh. God, I don't know what's up with my head today. I was like reading that. I'm like, demons? Like, what movie is that?
I thought, no, you're not wrong. I thought he was talking about the world building he was talking about earlier, that he has aliens that are demons designed like a bad movie to steal 2 hours of your soul at a time. Suckers! My daughter says suckers now. She got in trouble
That's
at
okay.
school because
That's
I
okay.
say sucker all the time, and she called one of the other kids a sucker. And she had to clip down her color
hell,
from green to yellow.
as long as Kirby keeps promoting Outlaw Nights, he can call me whatever the hell he wants. Even a poo-ha-ha. Lord almighty.
All right, Ben. I
guess
gotta go. I gotta
dude.
go to that. I gotta go get ready for that meeting I was telling you about. But thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
No, thank you, bud. I appreciate it.
All you beautiful people in the chat, I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Don't forget to back Outlaw Nights, where things are getting taken care of, you know? You got stuff and things to do? These guys do that stuff.
Lordy, lordy. Oh, good stuff. I am an old man. I am an old ass man. Let me see what's going on here. Did we change it all? We okay? Did we? No, we didn't change. But that's okay. That's okay. We got time. We got time. We got time. I was thinking of showing something. And for the life of me, I was gonna share something, either Final Fantasy or what. But now I don't know. Well, essentially, you know, we are in the wake of World War III. Much of planet Earth is in a reconstruction era. And planet Earth is the central hub of human civilization. Everywhere else in space, for the most part, with the exception of I think one planet, are basically just kind of scattered colonies. There's one planet with a very Earth-like atmosphere that has been heavily populated, but other than that, Earth is still human. You know, the central hub of humanity, and it's known as the inland. And all of the territories around it are called the outlands. And the inland is where we're seeing a very authoritarian style being adopted by all the major countries. And I was talking about Big Brother earlier because the idea is like the things that we fear today of being a possibility in the future are things that have occurred in the future. You know, got full-on surveillance state kind of shit going on. But again, the further out from Earth you go, the more lax that gets, because the countries of Earth are all kind of stretching themselves way too thin, trying to keep control over the areas. So crime is booming. There has never been a better time to be a smuggler or a pirate or hell, just a gangster. So there's a lot of work out there. And the pirates in our story here, they are on a ship called Hazard. And their captain is very charismatic. He's a guy by the name of Ivory. And he is my favorite character, bar none, because he's very sarcastic. He's very whimsical. He's friendly. You know, you can get along with him. And that's the thing, like, when you're dealing with mobsters or pirates or such, I think a lot of the stereotype has been that they're very mean or like creepy or sinister, and it's like no. Mafia movies get it right, where it's like they lure people in because they're nice. They do the whole, hey, we'll look out for you, we'll be your family, but in return, you got to give us your loyalty. And so that's where we are for the most part. It's a very morally gray time period, and Cyrus, our main character, is abnormally very black and white with his sense of morality. He's anybody who's a criminal, they're scum in his eyes. But he's gonna have to learn. You can't, not everything is cut and dry. Not everything is just good versus evil. Sometimes you got to pick the lesser of the two evils, and it sucks, but it's just the way life goes. And so that's, and I would say the dynamic of Outlaw Nights is very similar to sort of the character dynamics you find in Treasure Island, of the new guy having to deal with the grizzled pirate captain. There's a back and forth between the two. I can tell you that Ivory and Cyrus don't get on well when they first meet. I'll tell you that. But yeah, those two are going to be the center of the story, specifically in this 8-issue arc. And they're after a very special treasure. I'm not going to give that away, because that treasure's got to be saved. But that treasure, everybody, including all the major governments of Earth, they've got their eyes on it. They all want it because it's very key to global politics. And that's all I'll say on that matter. Well, I would say, you got to work when you're on a pirate ship. You gotta. But I would say that the work is probably more fun, because I'll tell you that Hazard has a very laid-back, chill atmosphere compared to a lot of other pirate ships. Ivory, in particular, he's constantly blasting the stereo in the cockpit of the ship, constantly rocking out. And Ivory is, as you would expect from a pirate captain, Ivory has a problem with alcohol. He can technically pilot the ship, but he never does because he's always drinking. So he's got a pilot named Fusebox. And yes, that is an homage to my name. He's got a pilot named Fusebox who does all the flying for him, because can't fly and drink. It's not safe. That may have to be a settlement in Outlaw Nights. Was that? It's been a long time since I watched Pinocchio. I mean, Oh god, that adds a lot of hidden layers to that kind of talking about Pleasure Island being a place where children are turned into donkeys. That's a little too deep and dark. Oh Jesus. Especially oh man. Oh. Let's clear that from our minds, shall we? So yes, Outlaw Knights. Issue 1 of an 8-issue arc. And my ultimate hope is to be able to branch out from this 8-issue arc and tell other stories in this universe. I have been considering incorporating some of the other stories I was thinking of for the separate branch off stuff. I was thinking of incorporating it into this main arc, but it just kind of depends on where it goes, because I find that a lot of times I'll write out an outline, and when I start writing the script itself, it just seems to kind of goes its own way. Hazard is very well, that's Hazard right there in that picture. It's funny, when I first wrote the script, I kind of wanted to let my artist just play around with it. Like, it's like I just wanted it kind of, small enough to be fast, but large enough to have a big crew. I didn't have any specifics plotted out. And Render designed the ship, and I love what he did. He told me, like, he designed it to where when you look at the ship from, like, a bird's eye view on the top of it, it's shaped like an elephant skull. And I love it because it goes directly with the concept of, our captain being Ivory. Yeah, it was disturbing. It was disturbing, and I didn't, and as a kid, I couldn't really piece it together. That movie was kind of surreal for me when I was a kid. I didn't know what the hell was going on. Oh, the suckers. God almighty. But yeah, I highly recommend all of you play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Ballistics. I'm trying my best to avoid lasers. There may be lasers incorporated to certain aspects. Just because I've been trying to think of the logistics of it. Mostly just like, rocket-propelled projectiles in space. That can be a little challenging or a little difficult, but I want to keep things to ballistics as much as possible, just because I want Outlaw Knights to have kind of a distinct flavor from something like Star Wars. Yeah, again, we may incorporate them to an extent, but I'm going to try to keep that as limited as possible. I want to get this. I want to make this thing distinct, and I just like capturing. I wanted to capture elements of the Western and of old pirate stories, and even like heist movies, kind of like Ocean's 11 and all that. I wanted to kind of combine all different elements of these genres. Because to me, that's when space stuff works the best. I tend not to like straight up sci-fi. I'm not a big fan of people dressing in onesies and everything is just about the science and the computers and all that. It's like I'm kind of like I want to see more culture and more relatability and more flair. There we go. There we go. Railgun, motherfucker. Yes, indeed. So yeah, I have had this story in my mind since I was at least, I want to say 16 or 17. I first came up with the idea after watching Pirates of the Caribbean in theaters for the first time, because I really loved the spirit of the genre, but I wanted to be able to do kind of that similar outlaw pirate story, but with way more cool action and way, better weaponry available to people, because flintlock pistols can only go so far. So yeah, I've been playing around with it for a long time. I didn't seriously sit down to write it until a few years ago. And yeah, it was when I saw the boom in indie comics that really, like, I was like, I'm a writer. I want to see what I can do for a comic. And then as I was thinking about it, I'm like, well, wait, I've already got an idea. I just haven't done anything with it. And so I went ahead and I adapted it into a comic screenplay, comic script. And yeah, it works beautifully as a comic. I still enjoy just looking at the pages from issue 1, just because I love my art team was just so incredibly detailed. Internet. Okay. How much of that did you catch? I guess I'll start from the beginning. So I first conceptualized Outlaw Nights many, many years ago when Pirates of the Caribbean 1 was in theaters. And I wanted to adapt the spirit of that genre and do it in a way that was where you had more versatile and fun types of action. And to me, it's like when you're in the future and you got guns, you got spaceships, like sky's the limit. Flintlock pistols are cool, but it's not fun firing off one shot and then taking 10 minutes to reload. Okay. So I played around with the idea in the back of my mind for many, many years. And I was always kind of, I'm a screenwriter. I went to college for film. And my original thought was, this is going to be a movie that I'm going to make way down the line when I'm rich and famous and I have billions of dollars. And then as I got older, I got more realistic. And I was like, yeah, the odds of that happening are slim to none. And then I was paying attention to YouTube, watching the big boom in indie comics. And I was like, well, I want to make a comic myself. That'd be cool. And so I sat down to think, I'm like, what should I make a comic about? And then I'm like, well, I already have an idea. I just haven't done anything with it. So I went ahead and I wrote out a comic script for Outlaw Nights. And I find that it works beautifully as a comic series. And my art team for issue 1 was phenomenal. And I'm looking forward to getting issue 2 cranked out. We got most of the line art done, and it's gorgeous. And the villain in issue 2 in particular is like, he's so badass looking. He's a cyborg, so he's got a lot of electricity and he's kind of unhinged. The cover we have for issue 2 is great because he looks like such a freaking psychopath. It's glorious. So yeah, and I think for those, I think a lot of people probably don't know. Last year, I tried to fund issue 2, but I was having trouble meeting our goal because we had a pretty fat goal. And I had a fixed goal. So we got a lot of backers. It was just that we didn't make the goal in time. So I took a step back and I took advice from Mickey Ariyama, who basically said, like, why don't you go ahead and try to sell issue 1 to more people, and then if you start to make some income from that, use that to finish issue 2, and then do the same thing with issue 2. So that's what I'm doing this time around. And I like having a flexible goal that's nice and small. Oh man. It takes a load off for me because like that I'm constantly nervous when I do a campaign, particularly like I've had campaigns where it's like I have to raise like 6K, and it's nerve-wracking how it's like when you're only creeping along, and then there's that period where people kind of stop for a while and you're like, oh god. So yeah, a 500 goal, flexible goal, I am so for it. It's a weight off. And I'm trying to be a little bit more casual about the way I advertise, because I tend to blow it up on social media, which I think a lot of people that from the outside looking in are kind of like, wow, that's determination. And then a lot of people are like, wow, this is annoying the crap out of me. Could you stop? And so I'm trying to be better about that. So yes, Outlaw Nights. It's the way to be. Outlawing and knighting. I'm always entertained. I see a lot of folks in the past, when I tell them the title, they always think I'm saying Outlawed Knights with a K. And it's like, no. These aren't knights that are outlaws. Although that might be a cool story. But no, I'm talking about nighttime. That's when criminals come out. And also, it kind of works for this story because when you're in space, it's always nighttime. Unless the sun is directly in front of you. Yeah. But yeah, I gotta warn y'all, I don't go heavy into the science part of the science fiction. I don't go very heavily into how everything works, because that was never my interest in a lot of sci-fi and fantasy stuff. I didn't really care about the mechanics. I cared about if it seemed plausible, yeah. But also I cared about character dynamics, the culture, how interesting or relatable are the characters. Does this world seem plausible? Does it feel like there's some depth to it? And that was really what attracted me to Star Wars, was the idea, like, everything in Star Wars looks like it's like there's something's been established there. Not in this issue, but there will be ship battles. Guaranteed. I've been brainstorming about that one for a while, just in terms of like logistically how it would play out. And that's why I was thinking a lot about the weapons systems. And I also have an idea of like a means of one ship boarding another ship. And I can, I was annoyed last year. I think it was last year. I was annoyed when Starfield came out because I'm like, shit, they're doing a lot of what I wanted to do for Outlaw Nights in terms of like a potential video game at some point. But thank God Starfield was boring as hell. And I think everybody's going to forget about it. Yeah, I played Starfield. I got a certain ways in and it just got monotonous. It was like everything was the same thing over and over and over. And I didn't like how there was a lack of freedom. There was a distinct lack of mobility where every time you were going to land your ship on a planet, it was a fast travel thing. And it was like, I think part of the selling point originally with that game was that they were saying like you're going to seamlessly be able to fly your ship to a planet, like go through the atmosphere, land on the planet wherever you want, which sounded like a tall order. But that's what they were saying originally, and I was excited about that. And then, nope. You got to fast travel. And that's not fun in a space exploration game. I mean, like in space exploration in particular, it's like 90% of it is going to look boring. Because you're just going to get the same thing. It's just endless stars. Oh, look, a few meteors. Okay, more stars. Is that a planet in the distance? I can't tell from out here. Oh, there's more stars. It's like, no. Planet exploration is big. But yeah, I think the biggest element in the Outlaw Nights series is going to be the different colonies that they're all gonna visit. I'm gonna try to make the cultures kind of distinct, particularly considering it's like these are technically colonies of nations on Earth, but their loyalties to said nations fluctuate depending. And some colonies have fought for independence, some win. Some colonies are shitholes. And I was gonna have a little fun with a tiny bit of social commentary and have it like, what if some of these weird political activist types had their own colony in space? How would they act in the future if they didn't all die? So yeah, that's where we're at. I can't really say much more without getting into spoiler territory, and I don't want to spoil this. It's important. But yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun twists and turns. Enemies become friends, friends become enemies. Can you trust this guy? Can you trust that guy? What kind of man are you going to be, Cyrus? What kind of man are you going to be? Good Lord, let me see. Come on, reload. Oh! We went up! Yes, indeed. 85. We are almost at $100 of our $500 goal. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. Yeah, I'm hoping we can do better than break even, but I'll be happy if we break even. Because really, yeah, yes, indeed. It has been a hot minute since I have live streamed. And yet, I think I've got more energy than I've shown on past live streams. And past live streams, I'm just kind of... It's because I get tired so fucking easily when I've been talking. Because I talk way too much. As you can tell. And that's kind of the beauty of having my own YouTube channel. I can monologue. And you are my captive audience. Watch the view count drop after I say that. Oh my god. I've always been a fan of this background music for the StreamYard. Shit, what was I gonna do? What was I gonna do, damn it? I was gonna do something. But yes, get out there and get yourself a copy of Outlaw Nights. And then if you have money left over, get yourself a copy of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Oh, and I also loved Baldur's Gate 3. That game was great. It was fantastic. It's been a while since I've been excited about a game. Mostly I play a lot of old games on my computer. I love Total War. And I've been using Total War to brainstorm on another story idea that a friend of mine and I are working on. That I'm seriously considering converting it into a comic idea, possibly a full-on graphic novel. It's a high fantasy concept. I wrote out an entire mythology. So, my favorite Total Wars are Total War Rome 2 and Attila. And I'm in the minority in that I really liked Troy. But I like it when you add in the mythological DLC. I don't like it when you're just playing normally. The mythology stuff is fun. Like, that's the shit I was waiting on. I did play Total War Warhammer, and that was fun. But I like the historical stuff the best. Three Kingdoms is great. Empire is great. I have yet to play any of the Japanese ones like Shogun, but I think I should. But yeah, the Rome stuff is fantastic. I was just playing Caesar and Gaul again, which, yeah, that one is challenging as hell because you're outnumbered in like every fight, at least 2-1, if you're lucky. Oh god, there's all kinds of crap happening outside my house. The sun is going down. It's too early for the sun to go down. Too early. What is going on here on the internets? Yeah, I've been kind of avoiding a lot of the indie comic space lately just because it seems like there's even more infighting than there was before. And I'm not into that. I'm not into who says this, he said, she said, blah, blah, blah. I'm too damn old to be doing junior high, high school bullshit. I just want Outlaw Nights to sell, damn it. I don't care about what one guy said to another guy or whatever the hell. Now we have tragedies happening and don't want. That's the thing that's kind of I found just amazing as I got deeper into the space, I found that yeah, like there's so much like pettiness and just low down backbiting behavior, and I'm just like, I expect that from places like Hollywood, where it's like you got billions of dollars at stake. But I mean, comics, come on. I mean, most comics, like, superheroes, people of immense virtue that you're writing about, like, try to reflect some of the virtues that you're writing about in your own life, damn it. Well, yeah, basically the plan is keep this baby open, reach some more folks. I'd like to pull in as many of the comic backers, as well as maybe even some new folks who are just getting into it. And I want Outlaw Nights to become a household name. And yeah, I want to do this 8-issue arc, do some spin-offs, have some fun with that. And then also get my idea for Element Blade out there, which is my fantasy story. Because yeah, I've been a little preoccupied with that one lately. Like I kind of put, like, I've been having to juggle between thinking about Outlaw Nights and Element Blade. It's kind of hard to switch gears like that, but whew. Well, let me see. One more time. We got anything going? One more time. Got anything? We got anything? Well, that is okay. We are off to a great start. It is getting kind of late for me. I am going to have to sign off. I'm kind of, mostly because I'm kind of running out of steam. And it's just gonna get sad if I keep going. But this was really fun. I love how many viewers we've got. It's rare that I get a lot, this many viewers stacked up. So I'm thinking I'm gonna try to do more streams. Maybe get this thing going again, because I think a part of me was kind of like, I'm kind of tired of live streaming, but now I'm like, I want to do it again. So we will do it. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Kirby, for your promotional aid. I appreciate the heck out of it. Thank you all so much, everybody who's watching. Everybody who's watching in the aftermath of the show, click on the link that is pinned in the live chat. Click on it. Get yourself a copy of Outlaw Nights. It's gonna be good. Wait, did I pin? It should be pinned. Because I clicked pin on the thing. I don't see it on my screen here. I'm gonna trust that it's pinned. And if worse comes to worse, I'll just go ahead and put it in the comments of the video itself. If you like anything I had to say, go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Be sure to hit the bell for notifications. Hell, if you didn't like anything I had to say, go ahead and hit the dislike button. Because love me or hate me, it doesn't matter. It feeds me. It's a sick relationship we have here. Thank you all so much once again, ladies and gentlemen, and I will talk to you all later.